Alright, so just closing this whole thing out. I'll just go ahead and do video with audio. I am in Chenoa, and I've filmed this section back home before, so I'm just gonna let it go until the battery drains or it runs out of storage space, which is getting close to doing both. But that's fine because I've already got record of this section here back to home. I've done this a few times. Coming back from family. And I came down this way originally on this trip. And I believe this is where I kind of split off and went a different way down, and then I came back up. Because I remember gassing up at this gas station a few days ago. Alright. Still battling a hell of a crosswind. And the combination of this crosswind and bumpy roads is making my bag flop over, which is a real pain in the ass to deal with. So far, this section was okay. There was a bad part of it from let's see, where was it? It was almost like the word town, whatever that town was called. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that section of 66 was awful. Then once you got to the town after that, it got better. Oh, and now it sucks again. That's just what this trip has been all about, is a patchwork of awful roads and good roads. That's Illinois, I guess. Yeah, this section sucks. And probably crosswinds are going to start again. Oh, wait a minute. Here. One last fuck you. Oh no. Damn, that was just a very small little repaved portion. Come on, this is Route 66. Historic Route 66. Come on, DOT, over here and fix this. Like, scrape it or something, you know? I know you come and do that on some of these roads. You come and you see that, oh, the road's all fucked up. It wasn't laid right whenever it was laid, and it's got these lumps every 20 or 30 feet. And they come by with some kind of scraper truck, and they scrape the lumps off, scrape them smooth. Like, or just repave this, do something. I mean, this is like, you know, this is kind of a, I don't know, do we give a shit about our heritage here, our state heritage sites, you know? You don't need to come and renovate it. You don't need to build cookie cutter and mixed use, all that. You don't have to do any of that. You don't need more people living on it. You just need to fix the road. We don't need to gentrify Route 66. I mean, I would be okay, I guess, with gentrifying it, but like, not if it's just going to be cheaply made, you know, quickly produced cookie cutter crap that looks like anything else. You know, some of the magnificent parts, even in like old, rundown, abandoned towns and stuff like that, you still see these buildings which were, you know, maybe built by the Conservation Corps or something, you know, these old buildings, and they're just interesting looking. You don't see that stuff everywhere. And I don't even really care about the fact that the town is basically dead. Obviously the people who used to live there cared, but I mean, what do you do? Like, economies shift and people migrate. Got a person over here. The hell out of here, person. Bumpy ass road. I am not flying down this thing. I'm in a grumpy mood. I'm in a grumpy mood because of this damn road and this crosswind pissing me off. I've been dealing with this the whole way up, the entire way up. Add to that rainstorms yesterday. I mean, at least it's not 95 degrees today, but I mean, come on. All the other parts of it are amazing. The weather is very nice. I can see, well, maybe, I don't know if this is, oh, maybe this is just dust kicked up from something. But I think I am going to be heading back into wildfire smoke region. I don't know how bad it's going to be today. Swirling all around northern Illinois the past few days. You get that nice weather, that nice cool, almost fall weather with that Canadian air, but then you get that damn wildfire smoke. This year's weather has been really bizarre, really bipolar. You had, you had last winter was extremely mild. Last winter was like, there was only like cold. It got like bitter cold for like maybe 2 weeks last year. And other than that, I mean, I guess it was fine because I could ride my, you know, well, yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, well, there was definitely a lot more of the winter that year that I could ride my motorcycle. I mean, I'm not going to ride it if there's still salt on the road, but like, it got warm so early. There was a tornado in February, and then it just rained and stuff, and like, it didn't snow anymore. And so the roads got washed, you know, the salt got washed off the road like fairly early into the year. I mean, it was just super mild. But then just this last winter, the one that we just came out of, this was a bit more back to kind of normal as far as cold and snow or whatnot. And then, let's see. And then you usually get like a heat blast in mid-May. We didn't get that this year. It stayed cold through May. And then suddenly, like approaching June, it just got hot. Hot and swampy. And it stayed like that. Pretty much all of June was miserable. Or at least the second half of June. I don't remember the first half. Maybe the first half was still cold. I can't remember. Yeah, just extremes. And then when it does cool down, it sucks over the wildfire smoke because the Canadian air comes down. And I don't know what the hell's been going on with those Canadian wildfires. That doesn't seem normal. Seems like something that definitely I had never even heard of before. What was it, 3 years ago? Or whenever it was the first time I had never even heard of that. Wildfire smoke in Illinois. I had never heard of that. And I thought that 1 year, I thought that was just going to be like an isolated thing. That's kind of what they made it sound like. You know, they're like, oh, it's this strange combination of conditions, blah, blah, blah. Well, it happened again. Just 2 years later, 3 years later, whatever it is. But yeah, I guess crosswinds is just something I'm gonna have to deal with. And so I got these rock strap things, but I don't know. I think I might need to find some small ratchet straps. And get that thing really, really secured on there. So that there's really no movement. I mean, they're great. These ones are great. You know, and as long as you're riding on, as long as you have one of the two, like you can have crosswind, and you can have bumpy road, but it's the combination of them that makes it flop over. There's just nothing that these straps can do about that. It's getting blasted from the side and then blasted up and down from the seat from the bike. You know, and some of these roads are like throw you out of your seat roads, you know, I mean, they're just garbage. Which is really unfortunate because they go through some very pretty areas of the state. Areas that a lot of people don't have ever any reason to go and see. Including me. I've been through so many towns for the first time. And I love it. I love going through little, small Illinois towns. I love seeing all the little, unique, interesting downtown business district things. Even if they're a little rundown, I don't care. Even if they had their heyday, you know? Actually, that's what I prefer to see. I prefer to see ones that look like they at least had a heyday at one point. You know, I don't really care to drive through a place where they're like literally it's just some houses and a couple strip malls with like a video gambling thing and a fucking... I don't care to see that. But, you know, having an old business district or something like that, I mean, at least you can imagine, you know, it can exist still in your mind. Damn. Crosswind. 2.2 miles. That might be this. Yeah, that is. Yep. Okay. Gotta say though, I am very pleased with the Beeline Moto. I'm mad that they trap you, they force you into using their proprietary app in order to have any kind of functionality of the device. That is awful. That is not consumer friendly. That's not freedom friendly. That's not anything friendly. That's the worst, the absolute worst part of the product is that. And that's a boycottable offense, except for the fact that the rest of it is, well, perfect for my needs. It is an extremely low power device. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't require cooling. It's completely waterproof. It's just a tiny little, you know, it's just very well, you know, it's built for purpose and it does its thing very well. It completely relies on your phone, so your GPS, so like I accidentally had my, what is it, location services turned off so that Google couldn't spy on me and send my activity into their AI botnet. I had all that shit turned off, and I couldn't figure out why the Beeline was freaking out and, like, you know, having a lot of trouble tracking my location. I eventually realized I had to turn that on because it runs entirely off the phone location service, which I think I've complained about before, that it seemed like when I got my very first Android smartphone that didn't have any of this location service crap, it seemed like the GPS worked a lot better back then. Just the plain old GPS. And so I don't know why. Maybe the phone, maybe it has to do with the phone manufacturer. Like maybe they just, because they know that there's these location services now, they can put in really junky ass GPS hardware into the phones and people won't notice. I don't know. I should try it with my old cell phone. I have I don't know that one's old enough though, because, you know, my very first one was the, oh, what was it, the Motorola, I don't even know, some kind of Motorola Android smartphone way back in the day. On 23. Interesting. Okay, this part of it's alright. Although there's someone behind me, I'm just gonna let them go. I don't like having people behind me. I definitely don't like starting out fresh on a road with a person behind me who's gonna be like trying to ride up on my ass and shit. Reorient my fucking bag. A pain in the ass. It's just constant. It's a constant battle. Flopping over every, you know, 10 minutes or so. But this is a nice smooth road, so hopefully we'll be good here. Where's he going? He's going to the landfill. GoPro is trash. Well, okay, so I guess for what I'm doing right here, it's okay because it's got the wind. It overheats. The GoPro has a serious problem overheating. I mean, it gets hot to the touch, like to where, you know, you could almost burn yourself. Like, that's unacceptable. I guarantee that the electronics inside are severely degraded. I mean, even the screen will start flickering temporarily. I mean, it usually goes back to normal at some point, but like, the electronics are not meant to operate at those temperatures. They made a decision to sort of, you know, they're like, well, it's good enough. Because I guess they figure, like, probably the sort of people who buy GoPros might buy them, you know, when every new one comes out, like some Apple fanboy. You've got like these GoPro fanboys. So they're like, it just has to last them. It just has to last the customer until we release our new one, and then they'll buy the new one, and then they'll use that or something. I don't know. I'm not like that. I buy something that I want to last because I take care of things. I've had my phone for like 9 years, I think. 8 years? I don't know. No, wait. Yeah. I don't know, something like that. Never had a case for it. Never had a case for it. I simply don't drop it. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, I just don't drop my phone. It's as simple as that. I just am very conscious to not drop my phone. However, I did drop my helmet yesterday in a parking lot. I need to get a new helmet anyway. It's all of this logistical chess moves stuff with like, okay, so I can, you know, there's kind of like, there's 3 places that I didn't have this problem on my other scooter because there was like, the step through area was flat on it. So I could always count on the fact that I could set my helmet down on the little pad, you know, part where you put your feet. And it sat very nicely right there. And I never dropped my helmet, ever, on that scooter. This one, I have to come up with all kinds of creative things. I can either open my top box and set it in there. I can set it I can open the seat and set it in there. I can hang it from the right handlebar when it's on the kickstand. And I had it hanging on the handlebar, which has been fine. It's steady on there, it's stable. Or I can set it on the seat. Now that's the more dangerous one, but usually, you know, if I'm like, okay, there's no wind, there's no movement, this thing is sitting very steady and silently or whatever, or still on the kickstand, there's no agitation coming from anywhere, I'm just gonna set it very neatly here on the seat. It won't go anywhere. It's not like it's gonna slide off if there's no agitation. It's just gonna sit there. And I did that occasionally. That's not where I dropped it from though. I dropped it because I hung it on the handlebar and, oh, this is my turn. I hung it on the handlebar, which normally is fine, but then I went to go open the glove box with it hanging on the handlebar. And I had actually done that a few times, but I was getting ballsier and ballsier with it. So I kept wanting to open it wider and wider to get, you know, to mess around with stuff that was behind other stuff inside of there to reach my whole arm in. Yeah, it pushed the helmet off the handlebar and the helmet fell. Oh well. Still haven't dropped my phone. At least not seriously. Not like a catastrophic, broke my screen kind of, you know, or phone no longer works kind of drop. Still have the original screen protector on there. I probably don't even need a screen protector on there. Leaving my turn signal on today. That's what this, you know, last the last stretch of any trip is the dangerous part, you know? At least that's what someone said. Maybe it was Ewan McGregor in one of those long way series. I think they said something about that, about statistically all the accidents occur in the last stretch of any trip or something like that. Well, gotta be extra focused, not leave my turn signal on. Yeah. Get to go home and harvest my garden. See if there's any mega giant zucchini. Probably is. See how many more stalks of corn got torn down by the critter that's been invading my garden. Oh man, there's gonna be so many tomatoes. They were all just turning when I checked on Friday or whatever day that was. That Friday or Saturday. Saturday morning. Saturday morning cartoons. Nope, I was not watching Saturday morning cartoons. I was at the garden watering and seeing if there was anything harvestable, which there was not. Oh wait, maybe there was one zucchini. I don't remember. Anyway, not important. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me with those tomatoes. It's gonna be like a significant effort simply harvesting them. And then I have to do something with them. Well, I did inherit a dehydrator, so recently. And I know that there was some cherry tomatoes in there that I planted, so I guess I could try to make some of those kind of like sun-dried tomato type things. I don't know if they'll come out exactly the same way. So let's see, what else? Shawnee. Well, I was down at Shawnee. Went through Cairo. That was a pretty interesting experience. It's like practically abandoned. They have this completely abandoned downtown area that looks like it was built to be, you know, like they put some money and some care and thought into building this little kind of downtown area for it, and then it just like it's all completely abandoned now. But it looks like it was never really even used. It's like they built it and like no one was there. And then it just started falling apart. Yeah, that is an interesting thing there. Let's see. Shawnee, I stayed at Giant City Campground A. It was good, you know. Illinois State Park, decent experience. I did end up having to pay because I didn't really know where Shawnee was. I didn't know I mean, I probably could have just popped the tent pretty much anywhere, as long as you're not like in someone's yard. So I think Shawnee is kind of just everywhere around there. But yeah, according to when I eventually did find the visitor center, or the headquarters or whatever for the national park, that was over in Marion, I think, or near there. No, not Marion, it was past that. I don't know, it's somewhere over there. I did not end up doing Garden of the Gods like I wanted to, because when I turned out of the headquarter building to go down that road, there was rain in front of me, and I could see it very slowly meandering my way, and it was like a lot of rain. It was just like darkness in that direction, and I could literally see the rain. I could see the wall of the rain, and so I turned around and booked it. I was like, fuck this, I'm going home. Fuck you guys, I'm going home. Okay. Alright. Finally. Anything but north. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna let this car go. It's more enjoyable not having someone behind you. Then I can go at my own pace. If I choose to speed, then I'll speed. But I don't have to speed. You know? If I want to go slowly and take in some sights and some scenes and some smells, then I'll do that. And that's my prerogative. And I got no one rushing me. I think the wildfire smoke is back, or I'm back in the wildfire smoke territory. Oh yeah. Oh, it's definitely hazy now, and I can like, it's in my nose. It's like a burning in my nose. Wow, that's intense today. I'm gonna be in it for a few hours. Oh well. Can't sit inside and protect yourself from the world. You'll never experience anything.